So my story is called Call Home. So there are two things my Baba, my dad, never does. He never falls sick and he has never called me. Seriously. When I was about 8 years old, I was diagnosed with chickenpox and my father had an emergency trip to Cochin just to avoid his contagion, called his daughter, because you see, my dad never falls sick. Also, the reason he doesn't fall sick is because he's avoiding all sick people like the zombie plague. The other never is that in all my years, my father has never picked up the phone and called me. Never. Seriously. I don't know how he does it. It's like he telepathically tells me all the things I have to do for him, make sure that all the bills are paid. But he has never picked up the phone and called me. So the year is 2003. And I'm on this bustling television career where I'm directing the Bonvita quiz contest and I'm doing the equivalent of KBC down south. And I've started treating my house like a hotel because my mother's only conversation with me is, "Are you home for dinner?" And I have left strict instructions. If I don't call, it means I'm okay. And for them, exactly the same. Call me only if it's something really urgent. I remember the first time my mother called me to say that my Baba, who was in Cochin at that point, had found himself on the floor when he woke up in the morning. So I was like, "Ma, you mean Baba has fallen down? Is he okay?" "Yeah." So I was like, "Then what? Like, why are we talking about this anyway?" A few days later, she called me again. And she said, Baba had again found himself on the floor in the morning. It didn't make sense to me. And I was like, falling isn't a medical condition, okay? So, and Baba, he never falls sick anyway. A week later, Baba was home back in Calcutta. And it was a typical day in the Joseph Khandan, which is at 5 in the morning, food is being made for 30 stray dogs. There is more noise than the whole city combined because everything is meticulously being planned for dogs who will decide whether they will eat today's breakfast or not. My father was getting most agitated because he was getting late for his run in the morning when the maid came running to my room and I was just waking up. And she said something had happened to Baba. I ran to his room and I saw my father on the floor, violently shaking. And my mother standing right next to him as though her world had come crashing down. After a while, it stopped, and we moved him to the bed, and we hoped he would wake up. And he did, in a while. We took him to the hospital, and there were tests run one after the other, and I don't remember much about that day, but I do remember the feeling as though my balance was pulled under my feet like a rug. My father was diagnosed with focal epilepsy at the age of 63. And when he came home, he was a whisper of the man he used to be. On that day, I bought my dad one of those trucker phones. You know, the ones which you can just make calls on. And I told him, Baba, everything will be all right. And I'm just a call away. And there's nothing to worry about. Life would go back to normal. Till date, my Baba has never called me. And I think that's a great thing because that's my normal. I call him often, when I'm sick especially, just to hear him say, "Beta, you know me, I never fall sick, ever." I get standing. So that was my call home story. What's yours? Is it a person, a place, a feeling, or an incident that you remember when you call home? Send in your call home stories to us via email or voice note to team@community.co.in. And the best stories will be featured on Commune. So call quick, call home, because we're waiting to hear your story.